Lady Victoria Gordon has passed away. She leaves behind an empty place in our hearts. Let us pause a moment and bid her farewell in silent prayer. Dear mourners, as we part, I would like to leave you with a few words to reflect upon. Words which have guided Lady Victoria throughout her life in both good and troubled times. So faith, hope, and love abide, these three, said Paul in his letter to the Corinthians. But the greatest of these is love. Now, as we are saying goodbye to Lady Victoria Gordon, let us do so with these words in mind. Amen. Adrian, my sincere condolences.
Thanks.
Your great-grandmother was a quite extraordinary woman.
Yes, she was.
Upright and of good heart.
Yeah. It's a pity I only got to know her so late.
Better late than never. You are Lady Victoria's only kin, and therefore her sole heir. You can now move into the castle and take some time to reflect, to find some peace, Adrian. And say farewell not only to your great-grandmother, but to your old life, too. If you need any help, you know where to find me.
Thank you, Father Frederick.
My condolences, Adrian.
Thanks, Doc.
How are you?
Well, this is the funeral of the last member of my family. That's it. From now on, I'm alone on God's earth. Utterly alone. I suddenly find Mordred's presence in my head a little comforting. He is part of the family, after all.
We could have our session now, if you like.
No, I'd just like to have some space right now. Can we move it to this afternoon?
How about 3 o'clock at my practice?
Okay.
See you then, Adrian.
Adrian Gordon, the last, but not the least. Or maybe he is.
What a great time to say that. But I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
That's right. You even carried your great-grandmother to her grave. You'd known hardly 3 or 4 weeks. Sorry for your sad loss. That I'm sure you'll get over very quickly. And congratulations on hitting the jackpot.
What jackpot? Do you mean the burned-down castle that I'm duty-bound to rebuild according to the will? Or do you mean my being the last in line of a family of sickos and murderers?
You call it that, but anyone else would call inheriting a magnificent estate and rising up into the nobility an incredible, real stroke of luck. But you were always good at playing the victim.
That's what you think. Any other cop would overcome his prejudices and just look at the facts.
Talking of cops, as you're now a British citizen, I'm afraid I can no longer get you deported. Let me make myself clear. The slightest hint of suspicion, and I'll have you back inside. And that's a promise.
Why do you want to keep me so close to you? Haven't you got any other friends? Why don't you go see Denise more often? That'll take the heat off a bit.
You'll soon stop talking so tough.
Have it your way. And now if you'll excuse me, Inspector, I have to go count my guest bathrooms. Hi, you waiting for me?
Good morning, sir. Yes, we are. Our condolences, by the way.
Thanks. I'm Adrian.
Okay, Adrian. I'm Greg. This is Steve. So, you're the boss now, right?
It looks like it. but I still have to get used to the fact.
Okay, boss. Well, maybe the best thing is for you to start right away. In fact, Miss Angelini has forgotten to give us further instructions.
Instructions? To do with the restoration? I don't know. I haven't managed to have a good look around yet.
Sure. Then perhaps you want to get a general overview first. Well, there is a heck of a lot of building work going on.
So why don't you just get on with your work then?
No offense, sir, to the name of the Gordons, but it would be nice to know if the good lady left anything behind. I mean, apart from the building work.
You mean money-wise?
Yep.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Well, see you later then, sir. We'll wait for you in front of the castle.
So this is my new home, Black Mirror Castle. A little more spacious than my college room in the prison cell, if not that much brighter. My telephone.
Dr. Jones's chambers.
Hello, Dr. Jones? Adrian Gordon here.
Wow, Mr. Gordon. What's the score?
About the bail.
Ah, I had wanted to call you about that. Sorry, it slipped my mind. A certain Charles Murray from Willow Creek has deposited the bail with the court. Do you know this man?
Only too well. But I wanted to tell you I'd already found that out myself.
Is he a friend of yours? That's good. Very good, in fact. The more supporters you have, the better. That always goes down well with the judge. People with friends and advocates. Terrific. Keep it up.
Yeah. Dr. Jones, you know much about English inheritance law?
Well, yeah, about as much as a boxer knows about synchronized swimming.
So, not at all.
And that's making a favorable comparison. Are you having problems regarding the inheritance? I could ask around for you.
Don't worry. I'll ask the notary. He's bound to know. Goodbye, Dr. Jones.
Seconds away. Next round, Mr. Gordon.
Hello, Madam Fortuna.
Adrian, I knew you would call again.
Who else could it be?
Pick a card.
Stop.
Ah, we have the Emperor.
Yeah, on the line. But it was in all the papers, too.
What? No, the card, Adrian, the Emperor card. You're gaining in external power and strength. You have a strong will. And I see death.
Again.
A bear will follow you at every turn and devour you.
At every turn. What the...
Adrian, you can defeat the bear.
How can I defeat the bear?
Clear the way for the bear. Then he will let you live.
The way for the Yeah. Thanks. What a load of crap. As if the chaos of books wasn't enough, all the drawers have been pulled out just in case. I'd love to have a little bit of a rest. Someone doesn't seem to have understood what a bookshelf is for. In the corner, there's a richly ornamented mighty column. The weight of the castle rests on it. Books about horses, horse breeding, hunting dogs, polo, and so on. The Gordons' hobbies. I'll put in a computer here. All of the books here have Latin titles. Doesn't mean a thing to me. Stories. Adventures and fairy tales. Dickens, Defoe, Anderson, Jules Verne. These are probably the most up-to-date books in this library. Shakespeare dramas, Shakespeare tragedies, Shakespeare comedies. This will be the shelf for my comic collection. Bibles and religious texts. Some of the editions look damn valuable. Good that... The Encyclopedia Britannica, in at least 3 editions. Will there ever be a bigger reference book? An old mural. Looks like the Last Supper. There's probably a minibar hidden in there, but I'm not interested in that right now. My family tree. My telephone. That's the only part of the library that was damaged by the fire, fortunately. All of the candles are burned right down. Whatever, I wasn't planning on lighting them anyway. Hairbrushes, makeup utensils, creams, Victoria's cosmetic stuff. This is Victoria's jewelry. Rings, necklaces, and earrings. There are lots of cupboards. This is probably Victoria's dressing room. The White Lady. The Great Mystery. Hey, what's going on here? The blood is gone. But there's a black mark just where I touched the picture. Or was it there already? No, I'd better not handle it again. A huge oak bed. Presumably it used to be William's and Victoria's bed. William died more than 12 years ago. A shelf with books, souvenirs, and caskets on it. Huh, probably full of memories. A plush stool. Like lots of things in this room, it's red. There's only one other door in the passage, and it's locked. The globe is metal. I can't see a weld seam. I wonder how they got it through the door. Oh look, a wheel back. The door is closed. It's an iron sealing truss. It's a roll of damp-proof sheeting used in construction. The craftsmen should really cover the floor with it so they don't make everything filthy. I guess that's no big deal while the place is looking like it is. I'll leave it here. If I do need some of the sheeting, I'll know where to find it. The globe is metal. I can't see a weld seam. I wonder how they got it through the door. The globe is metal. I can't see a weld seam. I wonder how they got it through the door. The Gordon coat of arms. Pretty uninspiring. I'd expected a fire-breathing dragon or a griffin with bloody claws. The left wing of the castle is really collapsed now. Tasty. Dried wallpaper paste. In the corner, there's a richly ornamented mighty column. The weight of the castle rests on it. Bills, bank statements. Envelopes with nothing in them. Who's this one from? Città del Vaticano, Roma, Italia. It's from the Vatican. did Victoria have to do with the Vatican? What are these marks? It looks like mildew. Ugh, not that healthy. It's really quite pretty, this ostrich egg cup. The clock has stopped, probably during the last century. Ugh, what horrible things. Beats me what people think is so great about statues of naked kids with wings. The plinth is probably marble. Maria, the mother of all statues. The plinth is probably marble. There were probably pictures hanging here before. Either they were destroyed in the fire, or were taken down to be restored. What's a tea room without a teapot? This one's being used as a flower pot. I've got the right key here. The door's unlocked. I assume that there's wine stored in these barrels, but as old as everything here is, could be vinegar by now. The castle's almost completely burned down. No wonder it's so filthy everywhere. A stepladder, like you'd use to change a light bulb, or to hang yourself. A power socket, but does it have an electricity supply? The bucket is half full of a white salt, probably for when it's icy. Huh. Why should the cellar light in Blackmare Castle work? Great, an extension cable. There's cleaning stuff, just no one to use it. Quick setting foam, industrial quality, particularly suited to damp areas. These are pipe clips, like metal cable ties, extremely useful. Ugh. It's as gloomy here as in Mordred's poor soul. I'm not going any further. I'm sure Victoria wouldn't have hidden her money in the cellar. That's Greg. He watches Steve while he works. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Adrian, what's up? Have you sorted out the finances?
No, not yet.
You know where you can find me.
Why are the books all spread around the floor of the library?
You'll have to ask Miss Antolini about that. She'd often pick up a book. Didn't have much to do by the looks of things. Was reading all the time.
There's no light in the cellar.
Oh no, it's going to stay like that for the time being. The water used to put out the fire flooded the whole cellar and there are electrical wires all over. Much too dangerous.
Where's this Miss Antolini got to, anyway? She wasn't even at the funeral.
What do I know? Probably back in the convent. Ask the priest. They're both back for the same team.
And you were asked to renovate the castle by her?
Correct. Headhunted us. We were working for old Murray before, for a pittance. We get twice as much here.
Okay, and where did she get the money from?
From Lady Victoria. Was her castle, after all.
How come Miss Antolini organized the construction guys and managed all this restoration work if Victoria didn't speak a word with her? It's a mystery to me anyway, how they managed their money. There's only £100 in the family bank account. Wait a minute, maybe she only had part of it in the bank. Old people like to keep their money at home, underneath cushions or in the mattress. But don't old castles have treasure vaults too? Pile of gold and gems down in the dungeons, usually with a fire-breathing dragon as its guardian.
Hey, what's up?
What? I was just thinking about your pay.
Huh. Well, I hope something comes of it. I don't want to work for Murray again.
You haven't happened to find a treasure vault here in the castle, have you?
Would we still be here?
Forget I asked. Steve, the more industrious of the two workers. I'd really like to know why he's drilling holes in my castle. Hey, Steve.
Yeah?
Why are you drilling holes into the castle?
Oh, it's simple. The foundation walls are full of water from extinguishing the fire. They sucked it up like a sponge. If we don't get the moisture out of the walls, then the whole castle will start to go moldy.
And the water just runs out of the holes? I can't believe that.
Of course not. I'm drilling the holes for these cartridges. There's liquid in them, which crystallizes in the wall and binds the water.
Oh, right. Do you work for free?
No, sir. But unlike Greg, I believe you've got enough money. You have, haven't you?
I own a castle, don't I?
Oh, of course. I was just saying. I mean, you hear all the stories nowadays about poor nobility, and the castle ain't exactly in tip-top condition.
I'm sorting it out. Lunchbox. I guess it belongs to Greg. There's just a large packet of toothpicks in it. Does anyone have that many gaps in the teeth? I think the mailman's been here. I'll have a look. letter and the newspaper. A letter addressed to me? Strange. I've only just moved in. The guardian's third virtue is mercifulness. Just as water grows drop by drop and becomes a mighty ocean, so should every call for help be heard and find a sea of answers. Yet another one of those cryptic messages? No thanks. The last one drove me right into the clutches of a head case. What the? A picture of me. That's the one I did for Murray. He can never get enough, can he? I don't want to know what kind of dough he screwed out of the newspaper for that. Well, what does it say here? Blackmere Castle has a new lord of the manor. It has transpired that the young American Darren M., against whom the accusation of arson has yet to be proved, is the last descendant of the Gordon family. Great. Now everyone will think I've torched my inheritance. And what's even worse, that I'm rich. I'll throw the paper away. Hello, Father.
Adrian, welcome to my church.
I'd like to hear the story about
My market, a few it was, but the
Right.
well, I all basically.
Do you know if-
But what, perhaps? Or
Thank
they-
you, Father. Miss Antolini, Victoria's nurse, what do you know about her?
She was sent by the diocese. They have very well-trained nursing staff, competent and trustworthy.
You didn't know her personally?
I know the manageress of the diocese, Mrs. Puft. She's the wife of the brother of the mayoress, Mrs. Puft, her sister-in-law.
Yeah. But you've never met Miss Antolini.
I saw her a couple of times when I visited Lady Victoria. Made a nice impression.
I'm the last Gordon. Sounds like the last Mohican. What does that actually mean to me?
My son, you don't have to remain the last one. It's up to you whether it's the end of your lineage or a new start.
So, if I should decide to become a Catholic priest, then it would pretty much be the end.
You can still think about it. Your inheritance isn't just of a spiritual kind, it's also material. There's also the Black Mirror estate to manage. Presumably also the one in Wales. A huge responsibility, but also a huge gift.
And what about your church? It was built by Marcus Gordon, so it must belong to me now too?
The gift isn't that huge. Marcus Gordon built it, but he was also a loyal son of the church and always gave everything back that he got from it. Wormhill Church belongs to itself, and, of course, the people here.
Thanks for the help.
May the Lord be with you.
Here, it goes down a few meters. and then the large surrounding garden begins. The fitting description would be wilderness. Looks like Lewis hadn't taken his job seriously for quite some time. The door is practically rusted solid to the frame. It's obvious that Lewis hasn't seen the inside of the greenhouse for more than 3 weeks. This is in dire need of a good tidy-up. Welcome to the jungle. Half of it is dried out, the other half is rotten. What have we got here? A garden hose. Hoses have always brought me luck so far. It's very unusual to put carpet down in a greenhouse. A withered plant. It says Valeriana walrathi on the label here. That must have been one hell of a rake. Now it's just a long wooden stick. The bottom part is broken off. That was a bucket for water. Maybe I can use it for something else. If the stick wasn't wood but a magnet, then maybe. But this won't hold. I've attached the clamps to the stick. In theory, you could now attach even more stuff to it. Excellent. I now have a sort of grappling hook. A statue. Is that the white lady? I doubt it. She's too scantily dressed. Oh God, I see her everywhere, even though she's not there at all. Still, it's a shame she's got so dirty. It looks like the gardener is the murderer, or, like Lewis, got wrapped up with a murderess. A withered plant. Nothing more than that. Not that pretty, but rare. The gaps between the tiles haven't been cemented. The tiles here have only been placed loosely next to each other. The tiles here have just been placed loosely on there. There's a trap door underneath them. So where does that lead to? Far down, in any case. It looks like an old well shaft. I'll need to use all my skill here, otherwise it's gonna fall off of the ledge. Got it. A black plastic case. Let's see what's in it. A 10-pound note, a bottle of wine, and a notebook. Maybe it could tell me something about the owner. Aha! Here on the first page it says, Henry Stanton. What did our Henry write about then? Well, that's interesting. He appears to have been some kind of informant. At least, he recorded everything meticulously when he saw any castle residents in the tea room. 3 o'clock p.m. Tea time ends. Victoria forgets to close the horse again. 3:15 p.m. Bates checks the lock. Note, the key is hidden at Old Durgham Gordon. 4 o'clock p.m. Tea room empty. Use the opportunity. 4:30 p.m. Visit of Dr. Herman. And it goes on in the same vein. And here's a drawing of a horse. Pretty tall. So, Fury, where's your secret? Well, if that's not a button. 7 small holes all next to each other. These could be used for ventilation if any of Mordred's colleagues are living in there. But it kinda looks like you put something into them. Am I just imagining it, or are those actually scuff marks? Durgham Gordon. Let's see. Ah, this is him. Married to Lillian Gordon. Durgham Gordon. Let's see. Ah, this is him. Married to Lillian Gordon. Boxes full of stuff. I guess no one would have missed it if it'd been burned. There are some paint buckets drying up here. Who knows if these walls will ever come in contact with it. Let's see. Maybe this Durgham Gordon is here somewhere. Looks like there's no Durgham Gordon among these. The only names are Lillian, Garmer, and Lothar Gordon. The other pictures just have the year. Lillian Gordon was Durgham's wife. Her portrait was painted in 1662. Here's one dated 1659. It could be Durgham. A mattress seems to be a bit too unusual to serve as a hiding place for the Gordons. I can't make anything out at first glance. There's nothing unusual on the back either. This must be the portrait of Darren Gordon. The piece of frame seems to be loose here. Maybe it got broken in transit. Oh, beautiful two-handed swords with ground steel blades shoved up on the wall. Whoever hung these weapons here had no idea what they were. I can't make anything out at first glance. There's nothing unusual on the back either. The toothpicks can be pushed. The toothpicks can be... It doesn't look like the piece just broke off accidentally. It was sawed off. What's this? There are 7 small holes here, just like on the stone plinth. Toothpicks, a full... The holes vary in depth. A great idea. I'll break the toothpicks off at all the same length, and then put them in the holes in the piece of frame. That way I'll have a copy of the key. This is the horse Henry described in his notes. This is the horse Henry described in his notes. There you go. It fits. I heard a clicking sound. Ha! That's it. Whoa, there must be thousands of pounds in here. No one had better know about this. The inspector would have a field day. I'll just take a few bills with me as payment for the useful Mr. Gregg. Wow, a really ancient letter from Mordred's time, with a coat of arms and a seal. Looks like it was from a king. The letter is from a scribe of Pope Innocent III. It contains instructions for further procedure in terms of the incident with Mordred. Letter from the Holy Father Pope Innocent III to the faithful follower Lord Marcus Gordon, Duke of Black Mirror. Esteemed Lord Marcus Gordon, I am writing in great anguish concerning the developments in the case of Mordred. My instructions regarding further modi operandi are to be carried out immediately as follows. Firstly, I demand the utmost secrecy and the sealing of... Someone has written something on the back, but the writing doesn't look as old as on the front. The menhir in the hall must be hidden. The menhirs that stand around the castle seem to be directly connected with the demon gates. I wonder if that's what Victoria was trying to tell me before she died. I should note down the location of the menhirs on my map. I'll close the safe again, just in case. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Adrian.
I think that'll be enough to start with.
Yep, that looks good.
Are you gonna continue working now?
That depends. Have you got anything for me?
The kitchen looks like crap. When's it gonna be tidied up?
As soon as we get more jacks. At the moment, the roof will fall on your head if you did anything in there.
What can you do?
Well, everything you have to as a handyman here in the village. Wallpaper, paint, lay floorboards, a bit of wiring.
I'm sure we'll find something. The tea room.
Finished it yesterday.
And why is there a huge moldy patch on the wall?
There was water in the walls from the fire. I dried out everything professionally before I put the wallpaper up. Then I'll have to order a tin of X-Mo.
That won't come before next week, right?
Oh, I can see you're an optimist.
My telephone. Good, at least one of them is working. The construction guys have been paid, so now I just have to find a job for Graham. Hopefully, they're supporting the unsound masonry. My telephone.
Jones and Partners Chambers. Please leave your name and telephone number. We're in your corner.
I've had enough of my future for today. Maybe I'll call her again tomorrow. Construction guys have been paid. The castle itself is already sinister enough, but the soot on the facade makes it look like something out of a haunted house backdrop. I ought to get it removed. The stand-in stones Victoria mentioned. They should point to the entrance. Where and how? I think this is one of the I think this is one of the stand-in stones Victoria mentioned. They should point. A bit small for having a barbecue, but there's the garden for that. Why do I constantly have the feeling that a big monkey is sitting up there throwing barrels at me? To say it's dilapidated would be a serious understatement. I think this is one of the stand-in stones Victoria mentioned. They should point to the entrance, but where and how? It looks even older than the castle, if that's at all possible. A ladder. Who knows when it was put here and why? A ladder. Who knows when it... An empty pot. I'm guessing the guys here have heated up their lunch in it. I have no idea what I could do with a pot at the moment. I think I'll leave it here. The bucket is half full of a white salt, probably for when it's icy. Ugh, it's as gloomy here as in Mordred's poor soul. I'm not going any further. Amazing. The new tiles look as old as the old ones. The globe is metal. I can't... A massive block... For some reason, I'm wary of dogs. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Adrian. What's up? Have you got any work for me?
The facade could do with having the soot removed from it. I'm sure you've got a brush somewhere.
Yes, it's just... Miss Antolini said the facade wasn't that important.
Do I look like Miss Antolini?
All right, Adrian. I'll get to work.
And from now on, it's Sir Adrian, if you will. Hello? Oh, hello, Dr. Winterbottom. How are you?
Hello, Adrian. That's just what I wanted to ask you.
Everything's okay so far, thanks.
You're already 5 minutes late for our hypnotherapy session. I have some other appointments and really don't want to have to move them.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll be there as soon as I can.
All right. See you soon, Adrian.
There were stars right in the middle of the hole in the ground.
What kind of hole? The hole Angelina fell into?
Yeah, and when I looked around, at first I couldn't see anything, only blackness. And then I saw something in the darkness. Small, flickering points of light. until I realized that they were stars and they were shining there beneath the ground.
Well, that's a beautiful image.
They were laid out like a constellation.
Which constellation?
I don't know. Apart from Ursa Minor and Ursa Major, I don't recognize any of them.
Well, I think I do. Draw the stars for me again, Adrian. Maybe I can match them to the right constellation. Constellations generally represent mythological figures. Maybe that has some significance here. It looks a little like the Corona Borealis, the Northern Crown. But this is made up of 7 stars, not 6. The Northern Crown is also open at the top, seen from the Northern Hemisphere. So, it depends on where you're looking at it from. The Corona Australis, the Southern Crown, is open at the bottom, which could also fit here, judging from the shape. But it has more stars, namely 11, if you count the binary stars as 1. Are you sure that there's nothing missing from your drawing?
Yeah, quite sure. 6 stars. It looked exactly like that.
And I can't help you any further. I don't know of any constellation which looks like that.
Well, never mind. It may not mean anything at all.
Perhaps. But if it's important to you, then it will be revealed sooner or later, Adrian. You can be sure of that. And how are you otherwise? I mean, as the brand new lord of the manor.
Weird, I guess. Everything seems so surreal. I mean, I've spent my whole life in Boston as Darren, and now I'm here calling myself the last Gordon, and sitting all alone in a half-burned down castle full of ghosts. It's lucky the construction guys are there, otherwise I'd soon be getting the feeling that I was a ghost myself.
I'm still here too, Adrian. You aren't all alone. Did you have the chance to say goodbye to your great-grandmother?
Yes. That was good. She gave me a few things to take with me as I follow my destiny.
May I ask what her last words to you were?
She told me how I can find peace in my soul. I shouldn't go down the same route as my father, but go to the bitter end and start at the Menhirs.
At the Menhirs?
That's what she kept repeating. At the Menhirs, at the Menhirs. They seem incredibly important.
Then you should take note of her advice.
I'd better take the drawing with me. Perhaps I'll have some use for it.
Oh, Mr. Michaels, it's good you're here. I wanted to come and see you.
See me? Why? Has someone else been murdered?
That's not entirely clear yet, but there has been a death at your castle on your estate.
What? You're kidding, Zach.
That's something I would never do, Mr. Michaels. Please, accompany me to the castle. The inspector would like to talk to you.
I'm coming.
Here, come and look, see? That's the place. That's where Gregory was killed. But they have already taken him away.
Right by a stone skull.
There's nothing more to do here.
I take it the inspector wants to talk to me, Zach? And he's gone ahead and is waiting for me in the castle, right?
It would appear so.
Blood. Greg's blood. I just can't believe he's dead. Killed by a skull. Unbelievable. And what's this here? Black mildew? Strange. I always thought mildew grew in dark and airless places. Funny to find it growing here in this well-ventilated spot. The castle really seems to be slowly decaying. It's high time it was renovated. An even better idea would be to fumigate it thoroughly. this the stuff Greg wanted to use to clean the facade? It's an industrial cleaner. I've only seen as many warning notices as this on bottles of acid. I'll take it. And the brush as well. There sure is enough cleaning to do around here. Steve.
Yeah?
Can you tell me exactly how the accident happened?
The stone skull from up there hit Greg.
Yes, I thought so. But how could that happen?
I don't know. Greg was on his own out here. He was gonna clean the facade, like you said. Perhaps he took a break for a little pee, and when he was walking under the skull, bang!
I guess the ancient stone had been weakened by the fire. It just broke off. Maybe the vibrations of the drill shook the wall, and then the loose chunk simply fell down.
You can tell yourself that if you like, but if you ask me, nothing happens here just like that. This castle is jinxed, and everyone knows it. The walls are alive. When we bricked up holes, they were there again the next day. And it was just like that with the skull. It was just waiting for someone to stand under it before it fell down. That's how I see it. Well, please don't be offended, sir. But I don't want to be next.
What does that mean, Steve? Are you quitting?
Yeah. I'm sorry, sir, but I should have listened to my wife. She didn't want me to work here from the very beginning. Better to work for Murray without paid breaks than in the Black Mirror castle without a head. That's what she said, and I should have listened to her.
Steve, please, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. And if I may give you some advice, find someone to buy the castle off you. Some rich acquaintances of yours from America. And until then, don't stand still under a stone skull.
Inspector, I'm sure there are a few questions you want to ask me.
But you know, I can actually predict what your answers are going to be. I know you, and I'm sure you'll have a watertight alibi.
Yeah, I was with Dr. Winterbottom anyway. Exactly as set out in my bail conditions. Ask your constable.
Bravo! A cast iron alibi. You see, I didn't even have to waste my breath talking to you. I'll just have a look around here in this big castle full of old works of art that must be worth a fortune. I'll find out what I need to know from wandering around this huge estate, Mr. Legacy Hunter.
That's enough! I'll have no more of your insults. I don't know what you're busy figuring out. Miserable little scoundrel. I don't wonder. I'm not any old castle creeper fumbling around aimlessly and who takes the blame for everything bad that happens. I am a landowner and the master of Black Mirror Castle. A powerful lord. And what are you? A small-time disgraced cop. So get out of here. Now.
Okay, Adrian.
Sir Adrian Gordon to you from now on. And don't come nosing around here again until you've got a search warrant. Wow, that was long overdue. I won't take this anymore from anyone.
I'm not just anyone, I'm a Gordon. And not just any of them, I am the only one. The last of the weekly Marcus line will be the first of the mighty Mordred line.
Yeah, from now on, I'm alone in the castle. Nobody else here. At last, I can have some peace. Nobody wants anything from me, no alibi, no money, nothing at all. I mean, apart from my ancestor, who just wants to take ownership of my body. I better not waste any more time in finding out what Victoria meant when she said all that stuff about the Meniers. What did I just say? Nobody wants anything from me. What's that? Oh, I guess someone rang at the front door. This is one of the stand-in stones Victoria mentioned. They should point to the entrance, but where and how? There's a whole load of gas cans here. All empty. That's a shame. But I'll take one with me. I may be able to fill it up somewhere. I don't know what this thing is called, but Steve has used it to drill deep holes in stone. It's big, heavy, and makes a terrible noise. Tim Taylor would say,
"Ah, a real man's toy."
It has a gas motor, but the gauge says the tank's empty. What have we here? More mail. A letter from Murray? What does that creep want again? We will charge 100 pounds a day for as long as the hotel key has not been returned. A bill for over 500 pounds for 5 days? What, was I staying at the Willow Creek Hilton? Yes, of course. They built the castle around a menhir. They probably carved the foundation stone directly out of the menhir when it had to be hidden. I'll mark it on my map. I'll lay a piece of paper on the map and use it to note down all the important information. I'll mark the position of this menhir with a cross. I've now drawn in 3 menhirs. That's the 4th one. A statue. Is that the White Lady? I doubt it. She's too scantily dressed. Oh God, I see her everywhere, even though she's not there at all. Still, it's a shame she's got so dirty. Wow, this cleaner is really powerful. It's even removing the marble. That was painted to look like marble. The statue's actually made of, I bet it's some sort of local stone. Granite, maybe. I should have thought of that earlier. The statue is made out of the same stone as the other menhirs. And someone, at some point, carved a statue out of it. I have plotted 5 menhirs. I'm still missing one. I'll make a note that I've checked out the academy. Even if I know that there's a portal buried under all this rubble, I'd never get to it. No one would. Unless someone decides to build a subway here. Aimlessly wander through the woods? No thanks. The last time I did that, I got arrested for arson and murder. Maybe Ralph is in his shack again. Ralph?
He isn't here.
It's me, Darren. I rescued you from the cellar. I once gave you a flute by the ruin. Do you remember?
Yes, Darren. But I broke it. I didn't mean to.
Tell me, Ralph, have you ever come across the White Lady?
I know lots of white ladies and men. They've got overalls on. They have needles and knives. They stab with them. They're evil.
And here in the woods, are there white ladies here too?
One, yes. She runs around here looking for someone. But she won't find Mr. Bubby. I hide him.
How you doing, Ralph?
Mr. Bubby has lost an eye.
How long were you locked in the cellar?
100 years.
I'll pay Phil a social visit. He's been locked up down there for 3 days now. Whoa, jeez! Dead. I can't tell how he died. Maybe it's my fault. Anyway, I locked him up and maybe he died from extreme hunger and thirst. But wait a second. I locked the cellar door when I left, and it was open when I came back. Someone must have been here in the meantime. Cracked. No wonder, with a face like Phil's. I can't really see much, but it smells as if there could be still gas in it. Use the hose to suck the gas out of the tank. The can is half full. That should be enough. Bill's dead. The tank's empty. That seals the car's fate then. Hello, Father.
Welcome back, Adrian.
Father Frederick, I found a letter here, a very old letter. Please have a good look at it.
But it's from the Vatican. From Pope Innocent III himself. Do you know how valuable this is?
You mean if I auctioned it, I'd get a few bucks for it?
Yes, a few suitcases full. But I didn't mean the material worth. Pope Innocent is regarded as the most important pope of the Middle Ages. He called out the Fourth and Fifth Crusades and formulated the foundations of the pontificate, which is still used today. If this is an original letter from Pope Innocent, then it's a very extraordinary document. A dictum of trust from the Church to your family ancestors. You can be really proud of your family.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard that.
Until now, I always thought it was a rumor. But you've got it here in black and white. Your family has been personally chosen by the Pope to fulfill an important duty.
Sounds more like they were damned by it to me. It's quite obvious that this duty outgrew them pretty quickly.
We're all tested by God, and it's a challenge for every one of us. But only steadfast faith can lead us through the darkness to the light in the end.
Please have a closer look at the letter. It mentions a shade portal.
Yes, that's true. One big one and 5 small ones. But I've never heard about them before.
These 5 small ones probably mark the entrances that lead to the big one. The big one must be the shade portal that's described. Either way, I definitely think that one of the portals could be here under the church.
Under the church? But that's not... But no. That really could be possible. Samuel visited Marcus's grave back then, and what can I say? It collapsed. It's been inaccessible since then. I was very saddened by the incident, but if you think about it, that kind of thing can only collapse.
If there's a cavity underneath, bingo!
But doesn't it say in the letter that the entrances have been sealed, so that no one could ever reach the big portal? And that the Gordons must make sure that it stays that way.
Exactly. And I'm the last Gordon. After me, there's no one else to take care of it. That's why I've got to get rid of this whole thing for good. Thanks for the help.
May the Lord be with you.
The pane of glass is loose. I'll take it with me. I'll leave him in peace for now. Finished. The bottle is now full of water, but I wouldn't drink it. According to my map, one of the portals could be down there. What's Bobby doing there? Hey, Bobby, what are you doing there?
Hello, Darren. It's Denise's birthday today, but I haven't got a present.
And you want to catch her a fish?
No. I want to collect some mussels with pearls in them. I want to make a pretty pearl necklace for Denise. Yeah.
I see. Look, Bobby. Wouldn't that make a lovely present for Denise?
It's beautiful.
You can have it.
Thanks, Darren.
Those are the waders that Bobby had on. With a huge hole in them. Bobby must have ripped them when he rushed to take them off. A lovely place to get some. You're not allowed to swim in there. This is something like a missing poster. 2 boys disappeared here after taking a swim. It's suspected that they drowned, but their bodies were never found. Not exactly the bridge of trust. There are 4 menhirs in the river. That could be a pointer to the portal. I can't get any closer. Oh, great. But the portal's in the middle of the river. It's just a piece of flotsam with a raven sitting on it. Nothing unusual. Hello, Doctor? Can I ask you a quick question?
Of course. Come on
up. Doctor?
What's troubling you, Adrian?
It's been a while since I've had visions. Probably 3 days. What does that mean?
I'd say it means that the medication is working well. It could also be that the emotional events of the last few days have suppressed the images of the past for the time being. Either way, we're making progress.
What can you tell me about Warm Hill?
Well, not a lot, really. It's a little hamlet that belongs to Willow Creek. There are only a few people living there. Most of the houses are falling apart. I think it's where all the miners used to live.
Do you know Ralph?
Ralph? No. Who's that?
Oh, not so important. You must have heard of the famous Gordon brothers, Marcus and Mordred.
Marcus and Mordred? No. Not that I would know.
I mean the ones who built the castle. Black Mirror Castle, 800 years ago.
Oh, right, them. No. What do they say about them? Have you seen them, Adrian? What did they tell you?
You really do think I'm crazy, right?
No. I meant in your dreams. In your dreams.
You said you knew Dr. Herman?
Yes. He was a very extraordinary man. We met each other when we were students. It was a great time. But I quickly
You studied pathology?
Amongst other things, yes. Are you surprised?
Not really, no. Apparently, my family had contact with the Vatican.
That's not so surprising for such an old noble family, is it?
This curse, it really exists.
Adrian, you mustn't convince yourself of that kind of thing.
I've officially lived in the castle since this morning, and we've just had our first... That just can't be a coincidence.
Oh.
There are portals that I have to find. They're entrances to a mysterious place, which is maybe the cause of all the evil.
What makes you think that? Who told you about that?
Victoria, just before she died.
Maybe she was delirious. Maybe she didn't know what she was talking about. Adrian, I think it's problematic to believe in a place that's supposed to be responsible for something. You're just shifting it away from yourself.
It's not a question of belief. This place is real.
Perhaps we should increase your dose from 60 to 90 milligrams. I really thought we'd made more progress.
Catch you later.
Take care.
The constable's convertible. Equipped with regulation light and repair kit. I'm sure Zach won't mind if I borrow his repair kit. Fits perfect. The repair kit is perfect, as if it was made to do this. Finished. There are 4 menhirs in the river. That could be a pointer to the portal. I can't get any closer. There are 4 menhirs in the river. That could be a pointer to the portal. I can't get any closer. Now I just need a clown's nose and some... They look exactly like the menhirs at the castle. I guess they mark something. Let's see. Damn, it gets deeper here. There's something down there. Something dark. But I can't make it out exactly. Some diving goggles would be good. Or something so I can see underwater without having to dive. I hope the river isn't deeper than the waders. Interesting. And exactly what I thought. There are some steps leading into the bottom. Unfortunately, the river has flushed tons of gravel down the steps and blocked everything up. Almost the same problem as at the academy. I've checked out 3 places and have found no entrance. There's not much use for the map at the moment. I hope the river isn't deeper than the waders. I'm not gonna find anything else here, so I can leave the waders here too. I'll leave the bucket here too, in case Bobby wants to look for presents again. I've ruled out the ruins, the church, and the river. I hope we'll find something in the woods. If the map is correct, then you have to follow the trail here to the north to get to the place where one of the portals can be found. Quite swampy here. This must be the right place, though. No portal in sight. Oh, it must have sunk into the swamp a long time ago, so there's no chance of getting to it. Huh. That looks like an old metal detector. It's probably broken, but that kind of thing can be repaired. There are lots of bones lying around here. Small animals. Birds, squirrels. Ugh, no idea. It's probably been lying in the swamp for a few months. The battery and the electronics are shot. The coil must still work. It's made of copper. I could repair it. I just need a new battery and something that you can use to receive electrical signals. The ground there is quite swampy. I should be careful where I tread. The bridge goes halfway out into the swamp, then it sinks into the ground. If I trust my abilities as a cartographer, which I do, then there must be a portal along this path. A bear trap. It's called Mammoth. What the hell are they hunting here? I'm not quite sure what I can use it for, but I'm sure I'll find something. This trap is no longer dangerous, but I'm sure it's not the only one here. And I'm sure they won't all be so visible. Danger of death. Access to woods forbidden. Warning, hunting season. Traps and shotguns in use. Am I in the wrong film? Willow Wars? What's going on here? No landmines? Huh, and that's all right then. The signs are clearly trying to dissuade me from going any further. This trap is no longer dangerous, but I'm sure it's not the only one here. And I'm sure they won't all be so visible. I know the motor well enough. 100% garbage. Only the battery might be useful. Locked. Bill's dead. The tank's empty. That seals the car's fate, then. Okay, I'll release the hood. Hey, here's another one of those glow stickers. I'll take it. I'll take the battery. It's not even bolted in. I'll replace the broken battery with the one from the car. Fortunately, both have the same voltage. I've replaced the broken battery, but it still doesn't work. The electronics are shot. I'll go back down afterwards to wipe my fingerprints off. A transistor radio. A device that can receive signals. I think this might prove useful. If I replace the broken electronics with those from the radio and the antenna... Got it. I'll test it first. It works. Excellent. Let's hope the battery lasts until I'm back out of the woods. Good. Then off we go. I'll mark the traps with the luminous stickers, so it's easier for me later. has to be here. That's where one of the portals has to be. That's one hell of a stone. Even more menhirs. Must be a nest somewhere around here. They're positioned exactly like the menhirs in the river. I'll fill it up right away. Full. It's pretty heavy. My fit for purpose. My fit-for-purpose hammer drill. Always wanted to do this. The stone's harder than I thought. I've drilled more than 24 holes now. It just doesn't want to break. And I've got no fuel left. And it's gotten damn cold. There'll be a heavy frost tonight, and the water will freeze. It expands, and in theory, the rock should crack. At least, that's what it should do, if my physics course wasn't just a waste of time. Stop. I still need something to plug the holes. Otherwise, I'll just have icicles stuck in the holes, and the stone will still be in one piece. Perfect. The construction foam hardens when it comes into contact with moisture, and then it's quite strong. That should stop the ice from coming out of the holes. Now I've just got to wait until morning. What's Bobby doing here? He looks very sad. Bobby? Hey, Bobby, what's up?
Tom hit me and threw me out. I don't know why.
Doesn't he do that all the time?
Not beating me.
So, why don't you go to the cops?
I've been there already. The inspector sent me away. He doesn't want to hear about it, he said. The police sent me away too. She said I shouldn't complain. And now everyone's sitting in the pub and won't let me in.
Should I give you some money so you can stay in the hotel?
No, I don't want any more money. Tom always takes everything away.
You could stay with me in the castle.
That's very nice, Darren, but I don't like the castle. I don't want to die.
Should I talk to Tom?
That's not a good idea. He wants to kill you.
But you said the inspector is in the pub.
Yes.
I'm sure he's not stupid enough to kill me in front of his eyes. Anyway, the guy's due for a beating. I can't stand by idly anymore. Look, I'll sort this out for you.
Let's hope the inspector really is there. Otherwise, this'll be Tom's last night.
Tom, calm down.
You shut your mouth. I want to know where the hell you got that necklace from.
Why should I tell you that?
That's I let that to a friend as a deposit. It wasn't to be given away as a present. Damn it.
Friend? Since when has Bobby been your friend?
What's Bobby got to do with it, huh? What are you on about?
Keep your fingers off Denise, or you'll be in the slammer before you know it.
You stay out of this, you village Bobby.
Watch what you say, boy. I can...
What did you say about Bobby? What's he got to do with the necklace?
He gave it to me, just before, for my birthday.
What? That can't be. I'm gonna kill that idiot.
If someone's doing some murdering around here...
Then, that'll be me.
What the hell is that rat doing here?
Listen to me carefully now, you stinking, brainless waste of space. If you ever touch so much as a hair on Bobby's head again, I wish you'd never been born. Do you understand?